Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mayur Tade, Chief Business Officer at TeamLease. It is my great pleasure to host the TeamLease webinar on impact of digital transformation on employment in BFSI sector. Financial services, as we all know, is often referred to as the barometer of the economy. Credit growth is one of the important macroeconomic parameters to judge the performance and likely GDP growth. If India has to grow at 8% GDP, it is said that the credit growth has to be in the 16 to 18% YOY range consistently. Some reports say that we need at least twice the number of financial institutions we already have. Financial services consists of a large product range and, just in plain language, it is like, products like credit card, housing loans, vehicle loans, personal loans, agri loans, SME loans, insurance products, and asset under management, the mutual funds, etc. Many of these product lines are showing huge growth opportunities. Example, credit cards, currently in India, 7.8 to about 8 crore holders. This product line is expected to grow at 20% YOY over the next 4 years. India's penetration is just about 3% as per a recent Kotak Bank report, as against a World Bank benchmark of 30%. Payment space is ever expanding thanks to Digital India and UPI initiative. UPI payments touched rupees 13 lakh crore in January 23 with 803 crore transactions. As per one report published by SBI, the housing loan market in India is about 24 lakh crores, which is set to double in the next 5 years, thanks to the government initiatives like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana and the digital headway that we have been able to make. India has taken large strides in creating the digital infrastructure, first through Aadhaar, then the JAM Trinity layer, what everyone refers to as India Stack. The payment layer of UPI rides on this, and now the data layer with ONDC, account aggregator initiatives, etc. With 5G rollout going at full speed across the length and breadth of India, we can imagine the potential of the extent to which financial services can penetrate the Indian population. Digital technology trends are bringing about unprecedented change in core skills. A few transformations which are changing the banking process include digital and mobile banking, building smarter customer service operations. 2, hyper-personalization of banking and financial services through AI-driven analytics. 3, AI-driven cognitive document processing and verification. 4th, infusing agility in banking operations with legacy system modernization. And 5th, security and fraud detection using the latest digital technologies. Financial services has always been in the forefront of employment creation and creates entry-level jobs in sales, customer service, KYC, back office processing, call centers, customer collections, etc. However, there are some challenges. Digitalization, will it slow down employment in this sector or expand? Is something that we really need to know. Technology, what are the emerging technologies like blockchain, CBDC, ONDC? What role are these technologies going to play in this space? How do we retain talent where the attrition levels are very high, upwards of 10%? How do we create a future talent supply chain for jobs of the future in this space? And how do we drive higher productivity? To know this and more, I'm joined by a panel of eminent speakers who are industry stalwarts in the financial services segment. Please join me in welcoming Satish Kumar Singh. Satish has over 17 years of experience in different industries like manufacturing, insurance, and mortgage business. Currently, Satish is the Chief Operating Officer at PNB Housing Finance Limited. In his current role, he is responsible for overseeing the origination plan, designing and ensuring the implementation of business strategies and procedures that align with the overall business objectives of the parent company. He has worked with organizations like JSW Steel and Bharti AXA General Insurance before joining PNB Housing Finance Limited. Welcome, Satish, to this webinar.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Chakrapani Priyadarshan. Chakrapani has been a banker for 21 years. Currently, he is a vice president at SBI Cards. He has qualitative experience in new emerging markets, strategic planning, operations management, vendor partner management, and statutory compliance. He manages a headcount of over 35,000 people who are contractual employees with an infrastructure of 300 and plus sites across India. He's an expert in running and establishing new business operations at the national and global levels. In-depth understanding of all processes and systems in the BFSI and manpower sectors. He has previously worked with leading organizations like Axis Bank and ICICI Bank. Welcome, Mr. Chakrapani.
Thank you, Mr. Dada. Thank you very much.
And my third panelist today is Asit Kumar Pal. Asit has 24 years of experience. Currently, he's a vice president at the Bank of Baroda Financial Services. He specializes in human resource management with respect to managing startups and new business ventures, budgeting and project planning, payroll management, statutory audits, management, recruitment and training. He has worked with SBI General Insurance, Bajaj Allianz, and TeamLease Services. Welcome, Asit, to the show.
Thanks, Mayur. Thank you so much.
Great. So what we are going to do is, there are some set of questions that I have for the eminent speakers. They will share their, knowledge, experience, and give us some guidance in terms of how the future looks like. And then we will save the last 10 minutes for the Q&A session. So my first question goes to Satish. How has been your experience of the digital transformation in your business? Which areas of work has seen processes going digital so far? And which areas of work do you see going digital in the future?
Yeah, thank you, Mayur. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to say that, I'm totally agreeing with you, what you said, that, the one of the important parameter for our economic growth is how our BFSI sector is growing and how robust the BFI sector is, and what is the future, what is the prospect. And this is the sector which actually also helps in generating a lot of direct, indirect job opportunities in the market. But yes, rightly said, as we can see and we have, observed in last couple of years, that this digital transformation has actually played a very vital role in the transformation of overall BFSI sector. And why I'm saying so? Because you or me as an individual customer, we must have felt at some of the other point during our last 10, 15 years of banking, that how the overall BFSI, not only banking, whether it's a home loan industry, whether it's the insurance industry or credit card, our own experience must have been different what it was 5 years back, what it is today. And I'm sure that going ahead also it will change a lot. And particularly, I'll talk about more from a mortgage business point of view. If you see past 5, 6, 7, 10 years down, before, the overall doing the business were more of, it's a pen and paper model. And it was more of a physical kind of a business model which was operating. And but with the help of this digital transformation, which has actually taken place in last few years, it's not only about the internal CRM development or internal CRM suites, which most of the banks and financial institutions have. It is also the other ecosystem which is supporting you on the digital platform. And how? I'll tell you. See, earlier, if you have to verify somebody's credential, you have to manually, depend on certain processes, certain procedures. Today, on a click of a button, you can verify somebody's PAN, somebody's Aadhaar, and you know exactly who's the customer. You can verify their KYC then and there on the system. And unlike earlier, where you have to see the physical, the original, then somebody will sign, and then some of your, bank official will certify that yes, original seen and verified. That was the time we have also seen that the people has to write OSV, that original seen and verified, and then signature. So
Stamp it.
Yeah, stamp it and all. So this is how actually, and this is very small piece. And why I shared this particular example, because this must have been observed and must have been experienced by most of the panelists also, and most of the people who are listening us. And so this is how it has overall changed. Today, you can have a lot of other platforms you can do, or you from where you can get the customer, demographics. You can do a detailed credit analysis before you actually taking a decision to lend. Right? And the most important thing is the digital platform, the digital journey is allowing us to penetrate, much deeper into the market or the segment which was untapped till date.
So can you share?
This is actually.
Sorry,
Yeah.
can you share the time taken earlier in the physical format in terms of approving a particular mortgage deal or a loan, and now how much time it takes, when you have access to digital technologies?
See, in terms of exact timing, it will be very difficult because it depends on product to product. Okay. And in some of the products, because still today also in mortgage, particularly in mortgage business, because you are not only checking the the capacity of doing the payment by the borrower, but also the intent. So there is a difference in lending business. It is not only so your capacity, your potential to repay is something which can be verified by documents which you can do through digital transformation and all. But there are certain other things which are very important in lending business, which is also the intent. Now, to check the intent, obviously the certain background verification, certain field visit, knowing the customer, going on ground is still essential in mortgage business. And the best and the most difficult part is because the title documents are not as of now digitalized. There are no pan-India title documents which are available, though there are few things which you can search, but still lot many things are in manual. So you have to be dependent on lawyers and also to go and check the the entire trail and all. But yes, it has actually improved a lot. And if I can say that at least there is an increase or there is a productivity enhancements which has happened by at least 30-35% by only getting some of these transformation in the practice of mortgage business. There are a lot many things needs to be done as of now, and I'm pretty much sure that the way the overall the economy, the overall ecosystem is changing day by day, and including the customer behavior, you will see many other transformation, particularly in this industry.
Great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your detailed reply. I move to Chakrapani. You've been in the industry for long. You are a stalwart, you're an expert, and I've worked very closely with you. So I definitely know, how deeply you work. So what are your initial observations about digital transformation journey that you have observed in your area of work? And where do you see what kind of processes or, areas of work which you see further getting digitalized as we go along?
Thank you, Mr. Tade, for the opportunity. We should define this particular subject in a different manner where after the pandemic, yes, the entire market, the global economy got redefined. And also there was one more factor. There is a factor where in the Western countries, especially, they are the majority of the people, having expertise skills, they are getting retired. So digitalization is actually an alternative to those type of vacancies, what they really want to fill. And also where the markets like BFSI, where we are actually selling the products which are fast moving products in different areas, be it home loan, cards, or even the account opening. So as Mr. Singh said, I mean, this is the era where you have to give the solutions, efficient solutions to different type of transactional things. So considering the current scenario, we cannot say that in economy like India, digitalization is 100% replacement of any type of human-based solutions or employment what we have already given them. There is opportunity lying there in the tier 3, tier 4 cities where we have to enter there in the market, and we have to seize the opportunity. Opportunities are since the economy is growing, then if the economy is rotating, revolving, then definitely this will give a better opportunity to all the BFSI sector players to get lots of business. And reaching to the centers and the corners of the country, you need people, right? So yes, digitalization can make you smarter in approach, can give you the solutions which are hardly a seconds away. Yes, the physical forms can be converted, can be used with the help of the digital platform to get it as soon as possible. Also, any type of informations can be passed on very, very fast. So considering all these aspects, today what is happening, there is no alternative. So one very, very important aspect is where we have the majority of the people who are +2 passed out. And earlier, 8th class standard passed out were the majority of the people, they were considered literate in the country. And you will remember that they are the people who actually initiated the run or the the economy, how it can revolve there, right? So we started with the 8th standard. Now the major population is 12th pass, and BFSI sector is majorly using those people who know what is KYC, who knows what is OSV. So the dependency is very, very much there. Now the requirement is, as you asked, now the requirement is that the companies providing human resource solutions in the market, they should create some incubation type of environment where the skills can be passed on, can be created some environment where the basic knowledge they should understand, right? So that in the practical scenario, they can just enhance their abilities and skills. So here, the era is not substituting or not replacing the employment opportunity. Rather, it is something which is creating an environment which is safer, which is faster, and also which is going to create a modern India. If we talk about BFSI, because without BFSI, you cannot imagine. Lot many things, because the people, they spend money for the loans, they spend money for the unsecured and secured type of lendings. So here, I think this is something which is really going to helpful, and this is going to add value in our economy. And I think there should be a positive impact on the employment market. But yes, skills are required.
Yeah, great. And when we were talking about UPI transactions going skyrocketing to about 13 lakh crores, 803 crore transactions. How do you see the UPI space when it comes to credit card spends? So is it going to be supplementary or complementary? And although you shared your thoughts with me, but I would like you to share those thoughts with the larger audience today.
Yeah, so UPI is basically a wallet. So this can replace, this has already replaced your holding your wallet, right? Physical wallet. So for any type of recurring or for any type of small expenditures, you are just going and standing in front of any type of shop. In fact, I have seen people paying a good amount for the margin money of buying car or something like that, right? So today, yes, that is a replacement of cash transactions. As far as card business is concerned, it's completely a lending or unsecured type of product, where the person has the credibility, the capacity, the ability of spending, and basis the capacity of the spending, the person gets something which is called a type of overdraft facility, right? So I think UPI is going to make it smarter as far as transactions are concerned, but cards are something which is differently getting used, especially credit card.
Great. And with the advent of digital technologies and the internet connection, broadband, Wi-Fi connections spreading all across, and we keep hearing about various malpractices. How have you seen the fraud detection and security space improving over a period of time with the help of technology?
Yeah, so very, very relevant question, Mr. Tade, and I should say that in today's world, without having these type of intelligence and without having this type of informations, so today, all the informations are available digitally, right? So validation, verification is very, very much possible. And also, you know, the acquisition, the market customer acquisition is better in manner where, you know, if the validation is possible, then the fraud or the possibility of any type of propensity of any type of fraudulent activity can be avoided. So today, the technology is actually creating something which is a boundary, a borderline, and within the borderline, you cannot even, feel any type of threat if you are within the borderline. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. And then I move to Asit, asking the same question. What is your experience in the recent past about the digital transformation in your own business that you have seen in the various companies that you have been? What areas of work have gone digital, and what is your vision of the future in terms of the digital space? What do you, Asit?
Thanks, Mayur. So I will go back to the history, a little bit of it at least. So 90s is when we started with the automation. And when the journey started, there was a lot of hue and cry that people are going to lose jobs, this and that. And, there'll be a massive revolution which will start, and, people will in the streets and all. But when Rajiv Gandhi actually started this revolution of going open market and automation, if you see last 20 years, the growth has been, on almost double digit. And similarly with digitization, if you see, so I'll take out one figure on POS that is in last 20 years, that is in 1990s and 2000. It is almost 6 million POS machine which has been, put in work. But if you see, in last 3 years, the QR code is 60 million. So now what digitization has given you is, leapfrog the entire development. And when you talk about BFSI, so other sector or other industries, you require a factory to be built, you need to acquire land. BFSI, money is the factory, money is the land, and from where you can directly generate profit. So if this sector requires digitization in a bigger way, and not couple of private bank or couple of big PSU banks, it is across. And I think NBFCs have fueled the growth, because there they have catch hold of the talented people, and within a very least time frame they are able to generate better results. And that has prompted big players like even us to actually go get into the market and seek digitalization, so that all your manual work, or the work which you do, which can be done by any bot or AI, can be you can reduce on your manpower and do that. And all your intelligent work, sourcing, how you can source more business, how can you control fraud, how you can acquire a better customer who has got paying capacity. So I am in business of cards, so it's an unsecured lending, how Mr. Chakrapan. So fraud controlling is a part which saves us that kind of loss, which will hits our bottom line. So our profit is how much loss we can prevent from the NPS. And in terms of fraud control, if you see, everybody has got a digital footprint. So it is how we nab and how we expose the person. So now there are a lot of cartels also who are doing fraud in a very systemic way. So those are the first point of controls which we need to expose, and we need to attack. And then maybe slowly through this digitization, we expose the people who are doing systemic fraud by taking cards from one company, then from the other company, and like that. So that is what I feel. And also, if you see last 3 years, so if I talk about digitization, my experience is that uh, there is no between your employment and your personal life. It is 24/7. It was, but prior to pandemic, but pandemic has really exposed it. So even if you see the transaction, even the time horizon of transactions, the transactions are quite high post 6 o'clock. So that's also seen, even during the pandemic. So what has exposed is that we need to be in the system. So we need to, so we will, I'll talk about the skill set. So the skill set is one bit wherein companies like TeamLease, you have a university to help developing people. Also changing the mindset. So now major of our work is how we collaborate. It is not only knowing a particular IT software, IT skill. It is also about how we collaborate. That is how we need to change our mindset, and we need to train our people that collaboration will result than working solo or thinking solo or something like that. So these are my few bit on this.
Great. And you rightly said, Asid, that NBFCs have played a very important role in really penetrating the markets on the financial services side. But also we cannot eliminate the role played recently by the fintech companies to really go all out and put everything which is a digital solution in place. And especially being a user of Zerodha, I've seen how easy, convenient, fast, inexpensive it has been to trade in the market. So what are your views on fintech companies?
Fintech company, yes. I mean, the same way they are also leapfrogging in very least time. I mean, their growth in terms of customer is exponential. Now let's talk about Zerodha. Zerodha. So yes, Zerodha has kept the business and the money part on the side. They have totally focused on how to acquire customers. So they have even gone to a bit where they can alert you on a stock which has some negative news which has come, or which does not have a very good past record. So if you go to buy, then it shows a message. So that kind of focus is required. See, money will come. So once you are on the right path and you are focused, money is going to come. But money is not be all and end all. I think that is very important. Yes, fintech has added that kind of edge, and it has pushed the other players also to embrace digitization with both hands. So if you see in credit card sphere, there are players like Uni, there are players like One Card. They are aggregate. So they will source you business, and the money is yours, and they will take a small cut in between. So that is what has helped us. So bank, yes, bank is a marketplace where all financial instruments are distributed, but and now it is fintech, which is the online space which you can use it, and it is open 24/7, and it is completely transparent. And yes, and I think fintech space has also eaten away that burden of currency which government needs to print, and also need to be doubly sure that there is no fraud kind of stuff. So yes, they have played an amazing role.
Great, thank you so much. And I move to the next level of questions, that especially bringing closeness to the employment space that we are in. So Satish, what will be the impact on the kind of jobs that will get created in future? Do you sense any degrowth due to digitalization, or you feel that on the contrary, we'll see massive expansion due to the underpenetrated markets in India?
Mayur, I think it's the impact of digitalization and this transformation will help us to grow. It will not impact on the job market. Obviously, some of the jobs, particular job roles, will change depending on what kind of a transformation you are getting in. But if you talk about per se from a number of employment generation point of view, no, it is further help us to grow the numbers, because as I said, we are now much in a better position to penetrate and go lot deeper into the market segment because of a better control. So the digital platform is helping you to have a better control on your business. You can, on a click of a button, you can do the analysis paralysis of your portfolios and everything on a real-time basis, which actually gives a lot of confidence to any lender to lend in any particular geography or market. So, and this will also help to create the job and the job market into the tier 2, tier 3 cities, where as of now, what is happening that because the growth was more concentrated in the bigger cities, the metros, so there was lot many, migration which was happening. Now, let's say if I'm going to tier 2, tier 3 cities, and if, all, BFSI company put together, if you find, in tier 2, 3, 4 cities, if you find that, there are branches, there are offices getting opened, so why the people from those cities will migrate? Obviously, they will remain in their own hometown and home cities and will try to do or contribute in whatever best possible manner in the overall economy and the growth of our country. So, yes, from a job market point of view, this transformation will give us more opportunity to create more jobs. And why I'm telling you, because as rightly said by Atish and Mr. Chakrapani, that when the banking transformation was happening, so 10, 15 years back, when this ATM, this call center and everything was coming into the market, there was a hue and cry that it will eat up the job of branch. No, the landscape and the way of doing branch business or branch banking has changed. Not the number of branches has gone down, or neither the number of employment has gone down. In fact, now you will find those bank branches in every nook and corner of your city. So if you just throw a stone, you'll find one. I'm talking about big banks. So every 1 kilometer, half a kilometer, you'll find that there is another branch. And why this has happened? Because you have started tapping the potential of those markets by help of using the digital platforms. But yes, as rightly said by Chakrapani ji, that to do that, our responsibility is more towards having the skilled manpower. Including the existing ones. So that's the responsibility of all the corporates to, groom and nurture the existing talent for whatever the, futuristic transformation which we are envisaging. And the responsibility lies much on the colleges, the institutions which are preparing the future talent to groom people on such digital initiatives or such digital transformation, which we can foresee in next 2, 3, 5 years, not for today, because this digital change, digital, innovation is very dynamic. Whatever we are learning today, after 1 year, you'll find that this is not relevant anymore in the market. But yes, on a larger scale, I'll say that this will definitely help us to increase more employment opportunity, because it will give us more opportunity to spread our wings and go much inside the markets where the potential is not tapped completely.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you rightly said, that the markets have been concentrated in metros and tier 1 cities, and now with the advent of digital technologies and the spread of internet and broadband penetration across India, you would have more opportunities coming in the tier 2, tier 3 cities. And with those kind of reports where the mortgage market is going to double over the next 5 years, I think you will be able to see more people.
Because
jobs.
In fact, if I see or go by the data or the studies which are available, the mortgage business is increasing, or this particular financial year. I'll not talk about the year when the COVID impact was there, but this particular ongoing financial year, the growth is expected in the range of around 12-13%, which is a very huge growth. And because this industry and the demand of home loan as a product is more of structural requirement rather than artificial demand created in particularly India, right? And that goes in hand with hand the way our economy is growing. So with the economy growth of 6, 7, 8%, with the inflation control in single digit, you have many opportunity to expand. And as I said, that because this is more of a structural demand rather than artificial demand, so the overall housing or the mortgage business or the growth is going to be there. At least I do not see that next 10 years there is going to be any downfall or decline in the requirement, and particularly when there is a lot of push from government also for makan, which I say, and at least by 2030, you will see that there is huge push from the government side on not only other infrastructure, but for housing. And the way I relate, or way I take it, that the way you are expanding the road infrastructure, rail infrastructure. So along with this, all highways, expresses, what will come? The townships, the small towns will get developed. And obviously those, when it will get developed, the mortgage, the housing sector, the housing societies will come up, and obviously that will fuel the overall mortgage business. And that we have also seen in past. You see all your expressways, highways, which has been created in the last 5-6 years, and just see what kind of a development which has happened around those expressways and highways, and the road networks. And that will also help us to increase overall mortgage business. So I'm pretty much sure that job market is going to improve, and it is going to give us more opportunity to create more job requirements.
Great. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your very positive note. Chakrapani ji, what do you think, about employment and job opportunities? I started my career as a salesperson. Do you think that people of my community will keep getting jobs from people like you in the near future? You're on mute.
So, sir, this is, I think, emotional question for majority of the people. Most of us, we have started our career in sales. So, sir, we are in an economy and country where the need of delivery boys, need of salesperson, the person who are pitching there. So we are population-based economy, right? We don't have people there in the dense in the areas which are secluded or which are distant areas, right? We have very close neighborhood. We have lots of shops, lots of competition, right? So the salesperson, they reach to each and every person. As far as technology is concerned, we are yet to be highly skilled as far as if the users are concerned. Yes, there cannot be alternatives of so many things. At least for half of the century, I mean, we are going to face the same situation, right? So here, digitalization can make the work, the execution smoother, smarter. However, the use of the people. So as we say, yes, there are laptop, desktop, or palm top, but the shoulder top, the importance of shoulder top is very, very high. And we are the creators. So here, whatever is happening there in the market, yes, if it is, because the digital literacy is actually becoming priority for everybody, and literacy is actually increasing, right, sir? So if the literacy is increasing at customer level, then yes, being BFSI sector or the companies offering products, even including companies offering general staffing, they should create a fleet of people who have skills. They should create a strong training and learning centers, and this will definitely not replace those people, those sales people. Yes, they have the mobile phone, smartphone, they have different pads. They can go and they can give you the live demo, they can give you the live solutions, they can give you instant solutions. But for everything, we need people who can move there in the market. And for the movement, we need people, human can be, the normal human resource can be there. Yes, as you were mentioning, as Sandeep and Asit were mentioning, that human can be without the technology, which is actually in fashion today, and with the technology, which is the requirement for the future. So if we are ready with the future requirements, then definitely nothing is going to change. Even we are going to create more and more opportunity. So companies like TeamLease, they should enable themselves for 15 days training bites, crash course. And also, suppose if a client is asking for some certain skills, then you should come with the solution that yes, we have the 100 people who are skilled by us, as you're doing also today currently, right? So I think there shall not be any type of threat, and the impact will be positive always.
Great, thank you so much. Asit, your thoughts on this subject?
So I think majority of things are covered by Mr. Satish and Mr. Chakrapani. So what I would like to add again is yes, number of people employed is going to go up only. There is no question of going down. As we get into digitization era. I think second point which Mr. Chakrapani dwelled was on the sales. So yes, sales are always going to be there. The AI or the smart intelligence is going to take away all those jobs which are routine and mundane in nature. It can be a customer service which can be taken over by a app or a chatbot. But if you see, speaking to people, making them literate on any financial product will always be there, and reaching out to people now in urban India, it is possible, through the phone, to YouTube and other podcasts. But if you get into the rural India, where the major penetration is required in terms of BFSI, major learning bit is required. There you have to still, have people going there, making people understand, speak is what is required. So I think there will be again. I also touched upon a point that collaboration is what is important. So you will have, a organization will slowly, what I understand in future, will have less layers of hierarchy, because you will be having smart people who will be sitting on top, and there'll be rest people who will be working, and their working will be collaboration. It is like talking, doing something, developing across the department, and coming up with the best product which is easy to understand, easy to sell, and it is beneficial to customer. Beneficial to customer, very pertinent example, we spoke about Zerodha. So that is where we are going to be there. So that is
Great.
how.
Yeah, great, superb. So Satish, coming back to you, and this is the last in the queue in terms of the questions. Is what is your message to the youngsters to prepare themselves for a future role in this segment? Um, what kind of skills do they need to acquire, and be ready for the right kind of a role in this segment?
Uh, 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 Mayur, what I said earlier, the new generation, and particularly, I'll talk about more from a frontline point of view, because obviously at a higher level or a senior level or a mid level, the skill sets are quite different, and that gets acquired, when you start working and when you spend some time in the industry, and parallelly you acquire such, skill sets, and you move on in the hierarchy. But yes, from the frontline point of view, as we all know that now most of the activities are moving on app-based or digital platform. So knowledge and understanding of or hands-on experience of using any apps, and particularly whatever industry you are planning to get into. So let's say if somebody is in college, or let's say if somebody, you people are preparing, students for corporate sector, and you know that, okay, we are preparing for BFSI sector. So at least some bit of knowledge on a digital platform, whether it's related to a banking platform or an insurance platform, they should be given a real-time training how to use those apps, how to do the transactions in a real-time basis, so that when they come to the industry, they should not face that difficulty of using those technology, which we see as of now. And that is how you will see that, the lot many jobs are available, but the skilled manpower shortage is there. It is the same sort of people who are hopping from one company to another company. And that is how you will see that, lot many news that the attrition is so high in the overall industry. But yes, from a talent point of view, if there are skilled resources and if there are trained resources available, not I'm talking about that very well trained, but even the basic trained resources, then there are a lot many opportunity available, and the corporates are open to accept those talents. But ultimately, the individual also has to work upon it. So, like when our times we were given certain things, but basis on that 15, 17 years back, parameter or performance, that at that time, having a hands-on experience on MS Word, Excel, and all used to be considered as a a good skill for a fresher to enter into a corporate job. And that is how we also groomed ourselves before college, and we used to also portray that I know all, we look up this, look up that, look up in Excel, and used to impress. So this is how the new generation has to work upon on whatever is the current technology, whatever is the current, the digital transformation or the digital ask is there in the corporate world, and accordingly they can prepare themselves.
Great, thank you so much. Yeah. So Chakrapani ji, you mentioned about TeamLease, and you rightly refer to, we have TeamLease Skills University, and we also have an edtech company which focuses on creating 3-year degree programs and master's programs with a tie-up with about 50 universities, focusing on programs like BBA in financial services and MBA in financial services, etc. So do you think that education related to banking and finance will make a difference to people, or general selling skills with the knowledge of the current technologies being used? What will make a difference?
So as Satish ji mentioned here, the skills. So if the combination is, if we have the efficient people who are already employed with some entities working, and this is something which is going to change the way. So as mentioned by my other panelist colleagues, as mentioned by them, that there was an era when even the conversion of computerization was very, very tough, but people were not changed. The technology was got trained to them. I mean, they were the people who learned and who started working on this. So I think the people having sales skill or experience, if they are getting trained, if they are getting skilled by institutions like TeamLease, and parallelly, if you have a specialized course for the freshers, I mean, if they are just taking admission and learning all these things, and they're directly coming to the market and getting opportunities, then definitely, so equal impact will come. But we should never leave those experienced people who are actually the salespeople and reaching to the population, the majority of the customers, and the potential customers. So that is.
Great. Asit, your thoughts?
Yeah. So we are talking about what skills would be required.
Yeah, for the future of work.
For future of, yes, I think this is a generic response to this question, is that flexibility is very important. So when our next kind of skills which is required, the people should have inborn ability to be flexible, because things change every 3 to 4 years, and also your software and app adaptation skills, are those cycles are going to shorten as we go past maybe 2030. So so when we recruit or when we hire people, we need to look at the person, be flexible. In terms of employment trend, we need to also look at the gig economy, which is coming up. I think TeamLease is also a part of it. So we see lots of Swiggy, Zomato, and Flipkarts, and wherein all this gig economy is slowly taking its first baby steps. I think that is going to spread its horizon, and it's also going to take into the strides of the major IT giants, the KPOs, BPOs, the bigger call centers. So you will be working for maybe 2-3 companies rather than working for a company, and you will also have your own timings. You are not going to work a 9 to 5 or 10 to 6 kind of stuff. So these are the indicators which we are looking at. These are again early shoots. I mean, things do change once go towards that time frame, what I understand. And I think behavioral skills will be more looked upon rather than technical skills in coming part, and that will always, so there is always a very famous IQ EQ kind of a stuff. Here EQ is going to prevail rather than IQ.
Great. That's a very good point that you mentioned. There are certain questions which have audience has sent us. A question from Naman Alwalia says, what is the future potential of cloud security services in BFSI sector? What are the new challenges of fraud control that you may face as a sector? Any one of you want to answer that question?
Mayur, can you repeat the question? I missed it, the first part.
Yeah, the question is, what is the future potential of cloud security services in BFSI sector?
See, I am not too much technical and I don't know much about the technology in detail, but yes, with my basic knowledge and understanding, I must tell that it's not only about the cloud, it's any IT security or security system, because that's where your most of the customer information and data and everything remains. So it's basically the heart of any of the financial institution, and it is our moral and statutory responsibility to ensure and safeguard customer information and customer data or privacy. So it becomes very imperative and very much important for any organization to have a very robust and very updated security system built around your IT technologies, so that because we all know that you will always have some of the other invaders waiting for you. So nowadays, today's scenario, it is not the field war, it is more of a cyber war which takes place. So the opportunity for the talent which are trying to build their career in this particular cyber security space is very good. And I must tell you, because I also handle HR for quite some time, I have faced a lot of challenge in hiring the IT security guys, because there are very few talents which are available. When I say talent, the real talent which you actually look for to safeguard such kind of a huge or a big enterprise system from any cyber threat.
Great. I completely understand. One of the things which I was asking is uh, a BBA in banking and finance, for example. There are a lot of specialized courses which are coming up now, or an MBA in banking and finance. So any fresher who comes with that kind of a graduate approach and understanding of the segment, does it really matter to you while hiring those such people, Satish?
See, what matters is the attitude, which Atish shared. So when we look for a fresher, because they don't have any background, they have only but the mark sheets and their attitude, which we can see and observe in that half an hour's time, which is the entire interview process, whether it's a group discussion or it's a personal round, that how their conduct, how they're responding to your uh, but yes, when it comes to a specific course and all, because as I told you, even today's scenario, which I personally feel that even if this 2 year, 3 year course, 1 year has to be completely field kind of a project should be given by the college, no classroom. Because we all know, because we also get lot many relatives project request, what kind of a summer projects people do 1 month or 2 months. So ultimately, there are very few who are actually serious during those internship programs. So rather than this 1 or 2 months or 3 months, I feel that the last year should be only given to go and work. Wherever you want to go and work. Whether you go and work, sell pen, paper, whatever you want to do. But it has to be given a very practical experience, so that when they come, they know exactly what the corporate world is. Because I have seen that lot many people, when they come from college, they take another 1 year to just settle down in corporate culture, because it's totally different.
Yeah, great. I completely understand. And Chakrapani ji, Asit mentioned a very important topic of EQ versus IQ. So if EQ is becoming so much important, and there's a consensus on this panel about attitude becoming more important than the skills or knowledge, don't you think that a psychometric test while selecting people would then become much more important, Chakrapani ji?
Right, sir. So psychometric test has so both the aspects, right, and also the knowledge, the domain knowledge. So I think this is one of the intelligent solution for bulk hiring, or where the population is high, where you cannot reach and meet face to face. Even the intelligence is so much there available in the market, where you can understand the person, what type of person. As Satish ji was mentioning here, that is the freshers, if they come, they should know what is the corporate culture. So similarly, we should know if the person has any type of fraudulent type of mindset, or something else. If you have a tool, a smarter tool, you can understand the people. This is very, very important for BFSI sector, right? So psychometric is highly relevant in today's scenario, where you want to put hiring solutions on digital platform.
No, great. I mean, that is a real insight in terms of, how to really align recruitment to the need of the hour. Last thoughts, I would give it to you, Asid, before we wrap up for the day today.
Sure, I think so. If we speak about, I mean, I'll speak generic about how fraud and fraud controls. I think that was the question, the second part of the question. So today, what we can do, so we are into business of cards. So card is like unsecured lending. So in this sector, I mean, there are two things. One is the intent, that the person maybe has the ability to pay but does not have the intent to pay. Suppose if you lend to a maybe person who is a muscle man, maybe he has like huge 10 properties, but he's not willing to pay you. So intent and the ability both needs to be checked in terms of fraud. So we there are a lot more digitization which is happening. There is also companies which are doing a lot of data modeling. So in terms of data modeling, we can see what is the history, what is what is the credit history of that person and how we are lending. I think a very excellent example of this is Bajaj. I mean, Bajaj, without having a bank or any other big financial company as a partner, they could garner such a huge amount of business and also huge amount of profit. So coming times, I think the data management and how we do the analytics in terms of data is going to be very important, rather the prime important factor in terms of doing BFSI. It will also help in reducing. So we talked about turnaround time in terms of, so if your entire credit process or underwriting process is digitized in terms of the data is analyzed looking at the history, so your TAT increases, and also second is your fraud control mechanism increases. So that is how currently it is going to help. That is how the digitization is going to play, I think.
Great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time that you and your insights that you provided, Satish, Chakrapani, Asid. Thank you very much for being on this show today. And with a positive note that employment is only going to increase. All that is important for us who are looking for jobs is to fine-tune ourselves in terms of our knowledge and our attitude, whatever is required to make us successful in the roles that we aspire to be. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining.
Thank you, Mr. Tade.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tade. Thank you all.